Ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
Let me see if hopefully it'll say it's going to record. Yep, recorded the computer.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Ready?
Yes.
Okay. And we are live. We're on. So it is Friday. So today, Leslie and I are going to be talking about, we're trying to figure out the exact title of it. It's like living off the grid, a little homesteading, just prepping for the zombie apocalypse, survival. It could be, even for us in California who have earthquakes.
Earthquake. Yeah.
So
And
it's
yeah,
just prepping for you and your family, your
right.
animals,
Yeah.
kind of get yourself ready in case you never know. I mean, here in California, we have, rolling blackouts and little things like that, and your power could go out. Who knows for
Mm-hmm.
how long? We have wildfires. So it just basically just some survival tips.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. We have wicked storms out here in North Carolina. I mean, when we first moved out here in 2024, that big hurricane came through Asheville and
right.
just decimated the area. So,
So that's
yeah,
what we're going to be talking
definitely a necessity.
about. Right.
Um, wherever you live. I
Right.
think it's a good idea to be prepared for any scenario.
And it's not to create fear,
No,
just to bring awareness, just to
awareness.
and yeah, and just you can look into it, and you just get a little, little kit together. So that's what we're going to be talking about today.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's
So hope you guys
start it.
stay tuned.
Yes. So do you have a little survival,
I do.
and what do you have in yours? Because
Okay.
I'm always interested in it because I know that I'm also too, after we're done, I'll probably do it later on today. I'll prep, like, post some little survival,
Tips.
like what you need, what you could have in your kit and so forth. So I'll post that later.
Yeah, I can do that as well. And then as we talk a little bit more, I can even just ask Google too if they
Okay.
have
Yeah.
any other extra
Okay.
suggestions, but I'll wait a second. So
So
what do I have in my kit?
yeah,
So
what do you have?
we've been talking about it for years of
Right.
getting stuff together, especially when we were living in California. I mean, earthquakes. I mean, just never it was it's always a possibility.
You
And you
just
guys
need to
just had one along with Venezuela. That whole Pacific area just got hit with a rash of earthquakes. I think it was 5.6 in California
yeah, up in
somewhere.
Northern California. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then yeah, Venezuela was a seven something.
And another one, I think, in the Philippines, I think.
Yes, it was like four, like
Yeah.
all in a. So yeah, so it definitely is warranted to absolutely get stuff for yourself. And then, like I said before in the intro, living out here, we had a thunderstorm. What's today, Friday? Maybe it was Monday night. It knocked out the power for a bunch of people around us, not us. It went out for about 30 seconds and then popped back on.
Okay.
But it was out for like almost a full day for
Oh,
people,
wow. Wow.
which isn't a lot. But I mean, you got to think about your fridge and your freezer, and especially if you need to keep medication cold.
Hmm.
That's another thing to have in your kit as well. So let me start with mine. So waters.
Right.
I have like 2 cases of water per person per animal.
Okay.
Because the dog, you got to remember your animals, guys, your cats, your dogs, your hamsters,
Right.
your chickens, whatever. Um, and then food for them as well.
Hmm.
Extra cat food, extra dog food.
Right.
And in a pinch, they could eat, some people food
If need.
if there was a survival situation like that, because we've
Right.
got bags of rice, bags of beans. You can buy those pretty cheaply at the Mexican markets.
Mhm.
You get big things like that. And then I ordered them from Amazon, but I've seen them at Costco out here. They're big red
Yep.
buckets
I have. Yeah, we have that.
with approximately 140 meals in
Right.
each bucket. So we
Hmm.
each have a bucket
Hmm.
per person. And then I also have cases of ramen.
Hmm.
Um, like I said, rice and beans, spam. I know it sounds gross, guys, but you know what?
So
In
it
an
is good.
emergency situation, you're gonna need to eat some
Yeah.
protein and canned chicken, canned tuna. I also have powdered butter, powdered milk, powdered buttermilk. What else? Um, I'm trying to, if I'm visualizing the area that we have off in the garage. A wireless radio that runs on battery and solar. So you can get news and information, hopefully, about what's going on. And as I was telling you last week when we were talking about this episode, the one thing that we do need is a generator.
Right. We don't have one either. I want a solar one, a really good
Yeah.
solar.
Well, I want a combo. I want like a solar gas or solar propane, something like that.
Yeah, we have a
Just
gas.
in case. Oh, and that's another thing. We have four extra propane tanks so I
Mhm.
can cook on the Blackstone. Because I've
Right.
got a big 36-inch griddle out on my deck. And so I can cook.
Right.
And then we have from Chris's beer making, we have the big like propane boilers. So if we had to boil water, oh, and then I also have water tablets that purify your water. They also have like a water straw that has a filter that you can order so you can drink water.
Yeah.
Um,
You have to have batteries, first aid kit.
Batteries, first aid. I'd also suggest getting a bottle of alcohol,
Mhm.
not for not for guzzling, but just in case, because alcohol kills germs. So
Right.
I
Mhm.
probably get an extra bottle of vodka to keep down
Right.
with everything, just in case you need to clean a wound or you just don't know what could come up. So, um,
Matches, flashlight,
matches, flashlights.
trash bag so you could use it to go to the bathroom.
Mhm.
I read that. Extra toilet paper, a lot of bags, a lot of trash bags.
Yeah,
Um,
don't say toilet paper and paper towels.
Yikes. Yeah, I know. There is some amazing sites that have good information, and I have a book. I was telling you I got a book called Back to Basics, but then I also got this book here. Can you see it?
A Navy SEAL's bug-in guide.
It is the safest how to make your home the safest place on earth,
And who's
and
the author? Let's give
it
him.
is Joel Lambert. Can you see it?
Yep, you
Um,
can.
I'll take a picture of it, and it has a lot of good information, but it also has like where you can like to put a silver coin into your water, which purifies it. You should also have seeds, a lot of seeds for.
Yes, we have seeds.
But this book, I mean, it just gives you all kinds of stuff. I mean, it's a wealth of information, and the Back to Basic book is also one. That one's been out of stock for a while, but that's another good book to look into. But there's a lot of good sites too
hmm
that could
Yeah,
get
yeah,
you.
yeah.
But it also tells you, like this book here tells you how to deal with your neighbors who did not stock up, did not prepare, and
So
which is
they're like,
well,
"Hi, can I borrow some
well, because
food?"
when you think about it, there's a lot of people who think that what we're talking about is kind of like we're a little bit like okay, we're like scared or we're
Mm-mm.
promoting
It's.
fear.
I think it's smart.
Well, and us in California, we should already be prepared anyway because
You
of
should
earthquakes.
have an earthquake kit.
And so, but there's going to
I'm
be those
here.
people who don't have anything. They did not prepare.
I'm
Hi.
sorry. This is Fat
Oh,
Mavis.
no, we
Don't show your
no,
booty hole.
not your butthole.
Not.
But there's what are you going to do when your neighbor comes and knocks on your door and says, "Hey, can I have some water?" What do you do? Especially if
Yeah.
they're elderly. What if your
Yeah.
neighbor down the street comes and they've got like a shitload of load of kids and they didn't prepare either? What do you do? So this book kind of gives you some information on that. Like don't advertise that you're in a good place.
Right. Yeah. Just
Food,
yeah.
we have a gas generator, but like we were talking about, I'd like to find a solar one, a really good solar one. I mean, I'm sure it's not going to light up my house. I mean, that right there would be a clear indication that you got something going on, is if your whole house is lit up and your neighbors,
Yeah. And you're playing music.
you're like having a good time out by your pool having a cocktail and everybody's struggling. So, but it gives you some good tips. So that's a book that I think it was like $35, which is a little bit more than I would normally pay for something like that. But I listened to a podcast, Sean Ryan, and he was talking about how he is like prepping as well. and he's the one that was talking about the Back to Basics book. So that's another good book. I don't have it out here with me, but I'll have to post it. So that's some good, and like you, I went to Costco and we got those big buckets of those freeze
Yeah,
dried. Yeah.
yeah,
That's, but I mean, I just think it's a good thing. It just, you never know what's going on in the world right now, that you have no idea what's coming. You
right.
just, and again, I know I keep repeating myself, but in California, you just should be prepared anyway.
Yeah. And another thing, medication. If you
Yes.
take medication and you depend on your medication for, life living, like you need this,
Alive.
or yeah, staying above ground, always have extra medication on hand because you don't know if they'll be delivering things or you can even get to you just don't know. So
Right.
I always have, because for me, since I take a steroid every day, they write my prescription for more than I need,
Mhm.
so then I stockpile.
Mhm.
I
Right.
have a stockpile of steroids that I need. The other stuff, I need, but I'm not going to die without it. So,
Right. Right. So you keep
that's
them
the most important thing. Like the thyroid stuff, yeah, that would be a bummer, but I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to die.
You
And
always have
then
some extra cash. Cash.
extra cash because the system's going to be completely down. So,
Right.
we used to, I used to keep, um, like a good amount,
Hmm.
to get us through. But I need to replenish that supply
Have
myself.
firearms. You need to have, if you got firearms, you have to make sure that you
Hmm.
got the ammunition. So
Yeah,
that's, we have those here too, because I mean, you hate to think like that, but you just don't know. You don't know if things were to turn bad.
hmm,
Or like,
yeah,
oh, you should be prepared because there's going to be people who are going to be coming after your stuff.
yeah. And first aid kit you
Mhm.
should have anyway. So that's nothing new.
So they were talking
Um,
about like tweezers, scissors. Uh,
yeah, and anything solar, anything you can get your hands on that's solar powered, lamps, lights, because
right.
then they can just charge during the daytime
Well,
for
and
you.
if you
So
can, you probably have some of that stuff, little, lamp
yeah, you
battery
probably have
operated.
a lot of this
Yeah, if you
already.
can.
And it's not about spending a bunch of money all at once.
Right,
I did this gradually
right.
over probably 6 months time. Like with my next Amazon order, yeah, I'm going to order the powdered milk. Yeah, I'm going to get that this week. Okay, next order or next week or next 2 weeks, I'm going to get something else. And that's how I did it. I didn't just go out willy-nilly and spend thousands of dollars on
So
stuff.
when you got your powdered milk from Amazon, did you have to go to like, because Amazon, you have to go through like the food department, right? So I mean, that's a different
No,
person.
it's just
Oh, okay. Because I tried to order stuff during the holiday season, for some families that need it. So I was looking for like 15 cans of corn and 15 dress stuffings, and it was directing me to another part of Amazon. It wasn't the actual Amazon; it was their grocery part. And I'm not signed up for that, so I didn't get to shop that way. So I didn't know that you could buy powdered milk. So that's good to know, because I had Taylor go and buy powdered milk for Delilah, because you just don't know. Again, you just don't know. Even if
yeah,
the power went out for a day, her milk could possibly go bad if they
yeah.
don't have anything to store it in.
Yeah.
You
And
don't have
then
to go.
for children, make sure you get snacks,
Right.
like shelf stable stuff like applesauce. They have shelf stable milk too. I believe they sell it at like Dollar Tree or Dollar General too. So you could get, a case of that as well if you didn't want to do the powdered.
Yeah.
I think the powdered lasts longer,
Right.
but don't quote me on that
Yeah.
because I don't know.
You
I,
just have to look around and think about what, again, I think, I just think it's very important to have a checklist. You should always have
yeah.
a checklist. And like you said, and which is really good advice, you don't have to go and panic and go and get it all at one time. You could go and get it a little bit at a time. When you have to grocery stores, it's nice to pick up a big thing of that top ramen cup of
Yeah,
noodles
just get a whole big thing and I just put it
and
on a
just throw it away.
shelf.
And then when you go
Yeah.
and beans and rice are on sale, I usually pick up a couple extra and then, store them.
Yeah.
We rotate it, so we'll use it. If it's been sitting for a couple months, then we'll end up using it.
Yes.
But it's just stuff
That's
like
what
that
we
that
do.
back
Hmm.
of your mind. Just pick up a few extra canned goods.
Extra formula, extra diapers, extra wipes.
Right,
Because you don't want to be using water if it's
right,
scarce, washing the
right,
baby's butt.
right.
And then also for the kids, I'd get a bucket for games,
Mhm.
crayons, just like cards,
Just to
playing
keep them busy.
cards, just to keep their minds occupied. And if they're scared, you can doing
Right.
something familiar
Mhm.
um, might help them feel a little better too. So,
But it's just, I
um,
think what we were talking about when we were talking about this episode, doing this segment on our podcast, it was just there are a lot of people out there prepping. And I thought it was really interesting because it was Sean Ryan again, is where I really got on the roll. Is he was interviewing Josh Duhamel, I think his name is, and they were just like talking about, yeah, okay, when the guy from Facebook is building an underground bunker and all of these other billionaires are prepping, what do they know that we don't know? So that kind of just puts that thought in your head that maybe you should just prepare a little bit better than what.
mhm.
So that's the reason why I started, which I was talking to you about. We had little things here and there, but I've taken it a step further by, like, getting the seeds and things like that, and just kind of prepping. You could still use all that stuff. It's not like you have to, not use it or it's going to go
Yeah,
bad.
yeah,
Grocery.
seeds are seeds. And if you have a little bit of space, you should be growing some stuff already. You
Exactly.
just
Yeah.
should. I mean, it
Mhm.
just makes sense.
Right.
Um, we've got, we don't have too much. When Chris finally retires, we'll have a more well-rounded garden seasonally, but the peppers are going off right now, herbs, and I think
Right.
I don't know, he doesn't tell me all his little things he has going on down there, but I did make some salsa verde yesterday with 3 serrano peppers that he
Yeah.
grew, so
Now, do you
um,
can anything? Do you do any of that? Because I
no,
think,
I should, but I've just been
uh,
kind of leery of canning. I don't know why.
yeah, I
I
know
don't
when
I
I
don't have
started
my
to get my
pressure
can.
cooker anymore, so I make it a little bit more difficult, but you just have to boil it and
Yeah.
I don't know. And then one other thing that the list was that I had to go out and purchase is a manual can opener because if you got
Yep.
all this canned stuff out there, not everything's going to have a pop top.
Yeah. That's
And
what
you
we do.
can't really use your countertop can opener. So get
Right.
one that rolls, so you can open your cans of corn and beans and things like that.
Yeah, we have our can opener too. That's another one. Yeah. Like again, like I said, I would just find a checklist
Yeah.
and just use that. I have one. I think it's like 4 pages long, but it's pretty thorough. But it's a good start. Again,
Hmm.
pick up little things here and there when you're at the grocery store, or if you go to Target or Walmart and you see something, trash
Just
bags on
yeah,
sale.
just pick up an extra. Every time you go to the store, get 3 cans of corn or 3 cans of canned potatoes or something like that.
Yeah, because they were
It's
talking about like the protein would be, so we got chicken and we've got tuna
hmm.
and then we've
We do
got
too.
beef,
Yep.
a lot of canned goods like that because you could really make meals out of things like that. So we were
Absolutely.
thinking about
And
doing
then
that.
yeah, and then make sure you have enough water per person because for at least 30 days. I mean,
Mhm.
if you can get it for longer then oops. Uh, sorry about that. I just sat on my Can you hear me?
I could
It
hear you.
does. Your volume is
Can
I
you
don't
hear
know
me?
why that yes. I don't know
Okay.
why it does that.
Huh. Okay.
Anywho, sorry people.
Yeah, no,
Last
we're
week it
good.
was spirits. This week it's me. I just
Yeah.
can't be trusted with the. But anywho, yeah. What else?
If you have chickens, I mean, a lot of people will get the eggs from the chickens
Hmm.
and that can grow their own food. I don't have no intentions of doing anything like that. But
Chris wants chickens. We're
yeah,
getting chickens.
I thought about it, like, not to kill. I wouldn't kill the chicken because I couldn't
Mm-mm.
anything like that. But you could use them, get it for the eggs and things like that.
Uh-huh.
But
Yeah, because if you're hungry and your family's hungry, you're gonna want to eat what you're gonna eat what's available.
yeah.
And if
So
you have chickens producing eggs, well, you've got a nice,
mhm,
healthy source of protein,
right,
for free. That's
right.
And
I
then
just
of
don't know.
course you always have to have, like I said, the pet food. And if you do have chickens, make sure you want them to keep laying eggs, you have to have food for them too.
Right.
But uh yeah. And
And also too, I think I was looking into those radios, a two-way radio. That was
mhm.
another thing.
You want a ham radio?
That, because I have the cranking kind
Come
of
in,
radio.
come in.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you never know, I guess. I
I
don't know.
know. Anybody out there?
I was just reading, all these things that people have, and I just thought, okay. So when I told Lonnie that, he's like, well, if we're together, then why do we have that? And I'm like, oh, you never know. Maybe you have to go off into the tundra and go find us something. And, you just don't
Yeah,
know.
you don't know.
Ranges, I don't know anything like that. But it was just people are really like planning this whole thing out, surviving if there were to some kind of natural disaster or who knows what comes our way.
Global blackout.
Yeah, yeah. And the banks aren't
There's,
gonna
yeah.
manage.
And then to put the little spiritual spin on it, psychics and mediums have been saying this for years, that there's going to be some sort of solar event that's
Right.
going to, a giant solar flash that's just going to knock out our satellites
Mhm.
and our grids, the electrical grid, and then the communication grid as well. So you
Right.
will be cut off from electricity and um, you know
Right.
food, water.
Right. And that's scary because you just, you see other places that they're looting. I don't, where was it? There was some place recently where they were just looting. It was, I can't remember where it was. I think it was the flooding or there was flooding or something, and they were looting because these people didn't have any resources, and so they were looting. And I just thought, that's just sad that, you go and you ruin someone's business who's, it's a natural disaster, but
Right. And then
survive.
what happens when all the stuff's gone?
Right.
You're at day like 33 or whatever, and the stores have all been looted, and these, then what?
Yeah. And
So,
one of the guys that was stealing, he had a mask over, and he's just like, we can't afford to go buy anything. We have, look what's happening. It's flooded and we have no money and we have to survive. And I was like, whoa, that to me, I was like, that was a reality check. I was like, that could happen to anyone.
right.
And there is a lot of flooding going on, in I think in the Midwest or someplace like that. There's like tornadoes and flooding and storms, and what do you do if you're living paycheck to paycheck and it's Friday isn't here, and you're in need of some stuff and you've got a family, so you want to protect yourself and be prepared if you can, if
Hmm.
possible. And that's where your firearms come in if someone starts coming onto your property and things.
Right, right.
You don't want to think like that, but again, it's
I mean, you
surviving.
have the right to defend, especially here in North Carolina. You have the right to actually shoot people if they
Hmm.
come and come into your house. I forget
Right.
what it's called. It's called something.
Well, I know, like in Florida, they have like your
Owen
stand.
knows. What's it
Um,
called?
in Florida, it's called stand your ground,
Yeah, yeah, I think it is stand your ground,
something like
stand your
that.
ground law, or I don't know, but you have the right to defend your domicile
Right.
and
As
your
you should.
family.
You should. You should. And
And
that's
and that's just freaking crazy out here to even try something like that. Everyone has got a gun.
right.
You
Well,
know, most people do
well,
out here.
there's
They,
there's a lot
you
of
see
great
them
ones.
walking around with it on the little holster on
Oh
their hip.
wow. Oh
Yeah.
really? Oh wow. Okay.
Yes. It's not super common,
Uh-huh.
but yeah, when Chris was delivering for FedEx, he'd go to this business and the guy would come get his packages all strapped to his hip. Big
Oh
old black
damn.
gun. Yeah,
But you know what? Who's gonna mess with him?
exactly.
Unless you find, a small group that decide that they're gonna ambush him and
Yeah. Yeah, and
that's
you can get a concealed carry, and you can get an open carry too. So,
yeah.
um,
I know here, they've got to be inside your house before you shoot them. Inside your house.
I wouldn't shoot someone unless they were coming through my front door. I and chances are it wouldn't be me shooting anyways. So,
Right.
um,
So I
because
just know.
I don't know if I could do it, even if somebody was. I'd have to be put in that situation to see if
Right.
I could actually.
I know. I always
hurt
think that would
somebody.
fear take over. Like, would I like freeze and not know
I
what to
am a
do?
freezer. It's fight, flight, freeze.
Uh-huh.
I'm a freezer for about 30 to 60 seconds till I'm like, what is happening until I can process everything. But I do freeze for sure.
So I don't know. I hope I'm never put in that situation because I don't know
Me
what
too, knock on wood.
I know. So, but I mean, there's a lot of good information. Again, there's a lot of good pages out there.
Yeah, good books. Angie suggested a couple, so you guys can look into that.
What's the
Um,
of those books so that you could?
yeah, there's tons of like prepper sites and you could follow some prepper people. Um, they probably have way more information
Mhm.
than we do, but I think we've covered a lot of the
And
basics
I know
that
that
will
too,
get you that will get you, I think, where you need to be
and
if
like for
something were
us
to
here in
happen.
California, if there was an earthquake in your house, God forbid, were to fall, they were saying, have a tent, have some kind of,
Oh, that's a good idea too. Have some extra shelter.
you need some kind of shelter because if your house goes down, where are you going to sleep? What if it's the winter time? You don't know. So we have a tent from camping, but things like that you just don't think about until you're in it. And so
Yeah.
that's the checklist is a really good place to start and just start small. But
Yeah. And
good,
then also, if you're in colder climates, I'd always have extra firewood as well to heat your home
right.
because you're not going to have access to heat otherwise.
And then
Um,
we have those little those silver blankets. I don't know what they're called. They're like
yeah, like the fire
I
retardant.
don't know if they work that well. I mean, I hope I never have to find out, but we have some of those as well. So, it's this and sleeping bags,
Sleeping bags is a good one.
just in case you do need to sleep.
Waterproof,
Mhm.
just in case you are outside.
So there's just a lot of good, and a lot, like I said, a lot of these people who camp, they have a lot of this stuff, and that's why even Lonnie was saying, he goes, maybe, even having an RV on our property to, if we needed to live in it, because we have Delilah. I mean, she's the baby. What do that would be rough if we, God forbid, there was an earthquake, and then what do you do? You know, Geez, it's just a lot, but it's
It
just
is
better.
a lot.
It's just better to be prepared.
Yeah, just make a and just chip away at it slowly.
Right.
Like I said, it doesn't have to be a big run out and spend $1,000 and buy everything.
No.
It's just a couple bucks each week. Just buy something.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's other stuff that I'm forgetting, but mostly canned,
A lot of
just to
can.
supplement the red tubs.
But you just need you just, like I was saying, matches. Matches are always good. Whenever I go to the
Matches,
dollar,
lighters.
I always pick up extra matches. I use a lot of matches for incense and sage and candle.
Hmm.
But just, things like that you don't think about because we don't usually use matches too often.
Yeah.
We'll use a lighter or what have you, but and there's all kinds of things that you could find out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. And if you already have camping gear, great. Because they
Yeah.
have, you already have your tent, your sleeping bags, maybe an air mattress. Air mattress might be good if you have to sleep outside. And then you can have like tent fans and, things that work on solar. You maybe have like a little solar camping stove
Right.
that
Yeah.
you could cook on.
And there's a
Um,
lot of stuff that you could get at the dollar store, and even at thrift stores. I've found like a lot of camping stuff at thrift stores. Some people don't want it anymore. They kind of burn out on it, or they just don't.
yeah, or they get older and they're like, yeah, I don't care for sleeping outside
So
anymore.
you find a lot of those things, out like that. So it just, and an extra pan and a pot and things like that. That because if again, if it's your house and you don't have it anymore, you still need some pots and pans to cook with. So that's another thing. Because I thought I just store my old ones, the ones that we want to throw away and that they've worn out. I just save them, and
Yeah,
then I rotate whenever. Now that when I'm ready to put the ours that we're using now into the container, then I get rid of the other ones. So things like that you just don't use, but you don't think about it.
yeah, candles.
A lot of candles, things like that. But there's a lot of good stuff out there, and
Mhm.
actually kind of fun too. It's kind of fun to go gather all these things and know that you got to
No,
rely
that
on
yeah,
people.
I'll be okay.
Yeah,
My family's gonna be okay.
right. So
It's peace of mind.
exactly, it does, and it does give you a sense of peace of mind and a
Mhm.
little bit of like, okay, I can make it through this.
Yes.
But anyway, I don't know. Do you have anything else to add to that?
No, I think we covered everything. Can you think of anything else?
I'll post the stuff. Like I have 4 pages of checklists, so I'll locate that through my all my photos and pull it up and post it because I just think it's good information.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
look at all those earthquakes. That could be anyone. You
It
know.
could be absolutely anyone. It could be anywhere in the world.
Hmm.
And
So
so,
information. That's all.
especially if there's a solar event, there's nothing you can do. You're just
Right.
at the mercy of the world.
Yeah.
But you don't
Nothing
have to
good.
be because you are going to be prepared.
Yeah. Yeah, it can be. So this is good.
Yes.
This is good
Yeah.
information. Yeah. Well, thank you.
Just trying to keep you guys safe out there because we love ya.
Yeah, we do.
So,
We do.
mhm.
Yeah. We want everyone safe. We want to.
We
We want
do.
to do well, especially the kids and the animals.
Especially the kids and the animals. Yeah, don't forget about your pets. Get that extra giant bag of dog food at Costco or Sam's Club.
Sure. And just rotate it. You're going to
Rotate
use
it
it.
out. Get it 6 months. You haven't used it. Use it for your animals, and then get another bag because you have to get it anyways. They're going to eat.
Right. Right. So this is good. Well, thank
Yeah. All right, guys.
you. Next week, we try and do this every Friday. Again, if you guys have any
Yeah.
comments or
Yeah. Or you
anything,
guys have any suggestion ideas?
let us know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
We're open to talk about anything you guys want to listen to us babble on about.
oh, they love it. It's like at the shop. We just don't have the counter in the actual space, but
Hmm.
it's still
Yeah,
good.
or my chair or Percy.
Yeah, but it's the same thing. We could still all chat and so forth. So this is good. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
Have a good weekend.
You guys have a good weekend,
What's the weather going to
and
be like where you live?
we will see you next week, I
What's the weather
think.
going to be? What's your weather going to be? You have
Uh,
good
th
weather?
oh, we are going to get hot next week.
Oh,
We
okay.
might get up to 100.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like 90, like 4 days. It's like some d dome of death, just like this heat dome that's coming for us.
We
But
were
you know what? I've got air conditioning. I've got fans.
your air conditioning isn't as expensive out here like it is out here, is it? Or is it about the
It's
same?
not. I mean, it's expensive, and then Duke wants to raise rates, even though they've made billions of dollars in profits, and people are losing their shit out here. It's not
Oh,
finalized yet, but they want to raise it 18%. They negotiated down to like 11.5 or something, and people are like, fuck no, this is ridiculous. You guys are making billions of dollars.
I know.
Oh, when they deregulated utilities, it's just, you're stuck.
Right.
You have one choice.
Right.
I liked it better when you got to choose your electric. I remember when you chose your electric company.
No more.
Yes, I'm that old, everybody. So, but yeah, so we are heating up.
Yeah, we haven't gotten there yet. And you left here because you didn't, well, not because, but that was one of the things you're like, I can't take the heat. Now you guys are getting it.
Yeah, but it's only for a few days. It's not the whole summer. So,
Not like
and it's
perfect.
only July's our hottest month.
Mhm.
And then we start slowly, like we build up in June, July is hot, then we kind of build down in August, and by September it's already cooling down. So it's
Yeah.
not bad. It's 3 months and we've had hardly any humidity really. It's
Yeah.
crazy. It's
We had a lot of
nice.
humidity this week. There was one day it sprinkled and it was cloudy and it was
Yeah, I check, and like some days you guys were higher than us. And I
right.
was like, God, that's so bizarre.
No. So, but yeah, we're not looking forward to the summer, but what do you do?
What do you do? But
Nada. Nada.
all right, guys.
Right. Well, thank you so much. You have a wonderful weekend.
Yes, you guys
Time.
take care, and we will see you next week.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you.